Okay, in our previous two videos, we input our various files, and we had then fixed in the input screen the West Division's field names, and then we went into the Central Division and fixed some dates and fields in that section. So now we're going to clean up the East and the West and get those all cleaned up and get things joined together. So I'm going to go into the East. I'm going to click the Add and the Clean step. Okay, it brings me up all of their profile panes on all of their things, and they have a problem with their sales. So I can, rather than searching for it, I can put it in the search box, sales, and here it is. And they have, in the East Division, they put a currency code. USD means US dollars. So this is US dollar 0.85, so 85 cents. US dollars $1.24, okay, etc. Whereas all the other divisions, for their sales, they just put the actual sales. They just put the number in there, and it's already assumed that it's US dollars. So we need for this to be like the other one so that it can be compatible with the sales panel of all the other divisions. So we need to take this USD code out of there so that just the number is left. And there's an easy way we can do that. And so we can click up under these three dots, which is the more options, and we can go down into clean, and we want to get rid of all letters. We only want there to be numbers. So we'll say remove letters, and that takes the USD out of all of it and just leaves the number. Now, up at the top, notice that this is a string value file because of all the text that was the USD that was in there. Now that it's only numbers, we want to change that to being a number file. Now this file is ready to go to match in with all the other divisions. Okay, now we're going to go back in here and we're going to change the name, rename, and we're going to say change data type. Okay, and so now we will take a look at the West Division and do a clean step on them. Here I can get rid of sales. Okay. And so their problem is in the states. Well, we got rid of all those files that started out with the word right. We got all that done. And they also have a problem with the state. Okay, and so we can see that their state code has the 2-letter zip code for the state. As opposed to if we look at the other divisions, their state code is all written out. So Arizona is written out as Arizona as opposed to AZ. So we could either go into the other ones and change them into the 2-digit code, or we can change this one into the actual typed out name. Okay, so we have an easier way to do that. Remember, there's thousands and thousands of sales, tens of thousands of sales. We'd have to go into each one and change these codes. But we're just going to change the codes right here. We're going to go into more options. We want to change an entire group. So we're going to go into that. The pronunciation, the common characters, and the spelling, none of that is a problem. So we're going to go into manual selection. Okay, and then we're going to double click on Arizona. Okay, and we're going to type in Arizona. Okay, and then we're going to press enter. Okay, and then we'll go down to California. We'll double click on that. We'll type in California. You have to make sure you type these in correctly, because otherwise it's not going to jive with the other divisions. Here's Colorado. And double click in Idaho. And double click in Montana. Enter. Double click New Mexico. Enter. Double click. Nevada, enter, double click, Oregon, enter, and Utah, and Washington, and Wyoming. Okay, so we've got them all taken care of. We want to double check and make sure that they're spelled correctly, and they are. Okay, so we're done. So up here at the right top, we're going to click on done. Okay, and that is now good to go. And we're going to click X out of that. We're going to go up to our main pane, and we're going to say rename, and we're going to call that rename states. Enter. Okay, and so here we want to save this, and then we're going to combine our data. So we're going to go into File, and Save As, and we're going to call this Flow 1. After clean. Okay, and click on save. Okay, now you would maybe want to give it a different, better name. Okay, but and it will save it, and then you can bring it up later. Now we want to join all this stuff together. There's actually more stuff that's in this particular demonstration before we actually get to the output. I'm going to cut that stuff out. It means my output won't be technically correct. Okay, but I just wanted to make sure that we have the basic idea about how to inputting the stuff and cleaning the stuff and joining it together. Okay, and so I am going to take this change data type, the cleaning step, and I'm going to drag it down here, down into union. Okay. Then I'm going to take the rename states, the cleaning step for the West Division, bring it up to union, and over to the left to add. Okay, so now all three of those. Now I'm going to take the union of the South. Remember, the South had 4 separate files, which we already joined as one union. Okay, I'm going to take that whole union file, bring it up here, go to the left where the add is. Okay, so now all 4 divisions that are cleaned up and ready to go are in this one union 3 file. Now again, technically this demonstration, if you would have looked on your original right side of your pane of Tableau Prep, there's the Discover pane, and it has some videos and stuff, and there was a text file named Get Started with Tableau Prep, and this demonstration comes from there. So there is more stuff that you could do if you wanted to, but this is as far as you need to go as far as for the homework problem. You're more than welcome to play more with it, but as far as for the homework, this you need to do exactly everything I just did. Okay, now we're going to pretend that we're done, and we're going to click the plus sign after the union 3, and we're going to say what we want now is an output. Okay, so it brings up this output file, and if everything was perfect, over here on the side it says, how are we going to save the output to a file, a published data source, or a database table, like maybe Access or something. And so we're just going to leave it as a file. And then we're going to say Browse, and we want it to go into our Prep Builder sample files, and so we'll put it in there, and we'll say Accept. Okay, and then we would, down here at the bottom, we would say Run Flow. Okay, so it's finished running the flow, and so it's now made a file called output.hyper, and that is the kind of file, that's a file that Tableau, your desktop Tableau that you've downloaded, can use this file. So you could rename the file as to orders, division orders, something like that, and then you could analyze the file using Tableau. Click on Done. Okay, so again, this was just a simplified demonstration, and what I want you to do for homework is this exact thing. So you're going to download Tableau Prep Builder, which you can get a 14-day free, just like Tableau, or you can get the student version for a year, and download that so it's on your desktop. And so if you will look here, I have on my desktop, I have Tableau, and I have Tableau Prep Builder is downloaded onto my desktop. And then you'll need to download all of the files that I'm going to type out for you in D2L. You need to download those into your laptop, and so that when you go into this connections, you can upload those files